right, I see it. All right. Good evening, everyone. A little behind the hour, but we are here. This is the New Oaks AI podcast. I'm your host, Leland Best, the Best Studios LLC, along with CEO Ray Luan of New Oaks AI and EasySite. So, how's it going, Ray? What's happening today?
Hey, Leland. Good to see you again.
Yeah.
Yep. So everything is great. Where I am, where it's and is right now is in the raining season in the
Oh,
summer. So special season that it rains every single day, just like Seattle. You
oh,
know.
really? For like how many
Yeah.
weeks? For like a couple of weeks at a time?
Well, yeah. Like I think it's at least 6 to 8 weeks
Oh,
for the
almost
raining
the whole
season. Yeah.
summer? Really? It's raining that much,
Yeah,
huh?
almost the whole summer. So hopefully the suicide rate is not going to yeah.
That you mentioned that. It's really interesting you mentioned that, Ray, because I actually
Yeah.
just built an app the other day on EasySite that I don't know
Uh-huh.
if you saw it or not. I called it Mental Health. Well, Mental Strength,
Wow.
actually, is the name of the app. And it's in basically in both
Hmm.
honor of and in spite of
Yep.
men's mental health month, which takes place here in the
Right.
US this month of June. So I just built a
Yep.
small app for free that people could go access. And it's more of an, I'll show it to you in a little bit, but it's an affirmation app for men, basically. But it has a
Yep.
hotline, suicide hotline on it and some other information in case, people are
Yep.
stressing and don't know what to do with their lives. So we hope for all
Yep.
the men out there that are having issues. Let's hope they figure it out.
Hopefully it can help. Yep.
We'll see what happens.
That's right.
It's good to have you here, Ray, as always, out here on the podcast. We just come out here every Tuesday at 9 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time currently. You may see 8 p.m. on the show cards sometimes when they show on the front end. That's because as the season changes, we sometimes revert to 8 p.m. and 8 a.m. Eastern time, not Eastern Daylight Time, because we go through the daylight savings. Ray doesn't.
Yep.
So it's just one of those bounce back. We don't like to change the numbers back and forth. Just look for us. The cards are usually there the day before. If you want to join the New Oaks AI community, head over to Facebook. And Ray, you've got an EasySite AI community as well on Facebook, right?
Yes, exactly right.
So
Yeah, we have
tell
both.
us what's
Yeah.
happening over there. What's happening in EasySite today?
Right. So on Inside recently we're doing like first we changed we have a couple major changes and we changed the price plan from by credit based price plan to token based to make it more transparent. So that's the number one change we have been doing for the past week. And secondly, we integrated the major feature. I mean, we did the integration with New Oaks. So literally, we put the New Oaks into EasySite so that you can access New Oaks as a premium AI chatbot version. So EasySite has a built-in chatbot which allows you to create a chatbot to answer customer questions as a customer service bot. But if you want more advanced AI chatbot features, for example, live chat or appointment booking, or even you want to upload your knowledge base as a file, or even scraping a website, you can just log into New Oaks through EasySite and then attach the AI chatbot to the website you're building. Then you're getting a full-blown website with a either customer service bot or appointment booking bot as a converting assistant, AI converting assistant to get more traffic. So that's the whole idea. Combine the two products together in a unique way so that we can use EasySite as a AI platform to build any tools that you want, and then but focus on converting, not just regular AI website builder. So
I was really surprised when I went in there the other day, and I was just showing everybody, Ray, while you were talking, how that is laid out within the system. basically
Yeah.
under the settings, you'll find the initial chatbot that Ray built, where you just flip a switch and then you give the prompt for the chatbot to know what to respond as, whether it's a knowledge base or not. And then
Yeah.
here's the link that takes you, literally connects you to your New Oaks AI account so that you can come in here and simply find the app for that bot already built. It's kind of cool.
Exactly.
Once you enter it, it's ready to go. And then you can just come in here and tweak it to the things that you
Yeah.
want. Now, I have seen this, Ray. I'm not sure what we can do here, but there is and maybe it's just me because I have a white label account, that because my email address is attached to EasySite and New Oaks,
Okay.
it's trying to
Okay.
open two different emails. So you guys might want to take a peek at that, but nothing major. It's just an issue that only I might have as an agency and some of the other agency owners might have. So let's just move ahead with some of that, Ray. I saw that you had a lot of updates actually going on with that, along with the pricing plan. So what's going on with the update on the price? Oh, that was the tokens. I'm sorry. And then the
Yeah.
MCP protocols. That's what I'm looking forward to. I can't wait to see.
Yeah.
That's going to be coming soon, right? Tell me more.
Yeah, that's coming this week. So just give everyone a heads up. So the MCP is I think it's a major infrastructure change in the AI application industry. So the idea is that with MCPs, all the different AI tool or agent builders can put their product, into MCP, and so that it's like a easier version of API. So if we want to call any, either Google or YouTube's MCP, that we can easily to access the feature that they expose. So the goal is to allow to make EasySite a platform. For example, you just saw New Oaks, right? We integrate with New Oaks, but we hard code it. So literally we write code to integrate New Oaks into EasySite. But moving forward, we're going to put New Oaks as part of the MCP tool, right? So that you can call New Oaks with EasySite AI prompt. Just click in the MCP tool, or so it make EasySite a infrastructure for the whole AI ecosystem. Literally, we can build tools, but make equip EasySite with more useful and valuable tools by MCP. So you can literally connect EasySite with any other third-party tools that you wanted, if they also have MCP integration.
And that makes sense. I think it's more, it makes it more practical than to just have it hard coded, because then if you did want to switch up to any other bot, I mean, you could come to EasySite with your own bot in the first place and decide you want to use it that way. So as long as you've got an MCP back into it, you should be fine.
Yeah. And even better, so the next step is to build MCP server, which means that if you can publish your site as MCP server, so that you can sell it on EasySite, so that if someone is interested in your Mind Health app that you build, they can find it within our MCP marketplace, and they can pay you directly. So the idea is that make everyone's tool be able to seen by other, be public community, and be able to purchase eventually.
I like it. Now, I did run into, and I just want to be transparent in some of the stuff I've run into, Ray. I had an issue with the database the other day, and I see you're going to be adding an API access to the built-in database that is part of EasySite, and that's the one I'm using. And when I go into it currently, what I'm trying to do is, and I'm just going to run through this for a second so you can see what's going on. It's not a support issue. It's really just something that I ran into, and I want people to know that sometimes these things happen when you're running these no-code tools. I managed to get the database built, and I have everything here for authorized users and a big stack of affirmations, literally 100 affirmations that I had it come up with that it needs to utilize within the context of the app so that it can show them on the screen. And then if they do log in, they'll be able to save their own. But what I'm running into, Ray, is when the app actually opens, it's choking on the affirmation. You see right here under where it says your daily affirmation, it goes to load it, but then it stops, and it's telling me it can't access the database. So I'm just letting you know this, and the folks out there, that you sometimes run into issues with the code. Don't get it, thinking that the AI is always right every time you run a routine through it. It is 99% of the time fully functional, but there's going to be times where it just doesn't get what you're asking it to do. And I don't know
Yeah.
if that was the case here, but I know that these are some of those things that would you recommend that somebody just like reiterates the whole site from scratch when it gets to this point? Or are there ways that we can, I know you mentioned you can't separate the database from the build. So tell me more about what our options are there, Ray.
Right. So if you're stuck somewhere, for example, that the affirmation section is stuck, is not loading it, right, or keep loading. Sorry, and then what you can there's a couple ways you can do. First, you can restore the whole set to a previous working function, right,
Okay.
and do it over. You start it over again. So that's one route that you can go through, right? The other route, or the other way to solve this is that you can actually go to chat mode. Okay, there's dev mode, right? Then use chat mode, and ask AI. So the goal of chat mode is ask AI to debug the issue. So within chat mode, the AI is going to go through the whole coding structure and debug it for you. For whatever questions, they could debug it. And then it will give you some suggestions of the code optimization plan with a button called apply. So if you click the button, it's going to execute the debug code.
Now,
so that's a
I'm sorry, Ray, but another question I have when you say that, when you're in chat mode and you have a process code and see whether it's going to do what you want it to do or not, because it's not, but then you decide you want it to do that. Is that a double token dip, or is that just going to, you're going to spend twice the number of tokens to iterate it in preview, right? If you don't just develop it instantly. Would that be a correct statement, or is that an incorrect statement?
No, I'm not very clear what you mean.
That saying is, if I use chat mode, is it taking away my tokens versus when I'm in dev mode?
No, it's not taking away our tokens. So when you are in chat mode, it doesn't do the code change. So the chat mode just do the debugging and planning the features. For example, if you want to add more features, you can ask AI how to add the features. Okay, so it doesn't make any code change. So it only consumes very little tokens compared with demo, which do the code change, already, right? So with chat mode, you do feature planning and debugging, and then it will give you an execution plan. If you hit apply, then it will make the actual code change, which will consume their token. Otherwise, it only consume small amount of tokens.
Now,
so that's the way.
Tell you how many tokens it's about to take from you when it does a debug?
No, it cannot predict how many tokens.
Really determine, can it? No.
Yeah, no, not yet, but maybe we can do it in the future. And right, so that's two way. Or or you can duplicate the whole project, right, without duplicate the database and to another project and then start over again. So there are three ways to solve the building issues in the process, in the coding process.
And then there we go. It just finished. I don't know if you heard that or not. You may have heard the volume that coming out of my speakers. That was just me debugging the site from the moment I clicked it. It's managed to go through already, and you can see here where it has two individual prompts. One's a high priority prompt and one is a medium priority prompt, deciding what it should do with the task that it decided after the debug was complete. So it's telling me the API table ID is inconsistent, the field name mapping needs to change, some Boolean filter handling needs to be properly updated, and then some error handling is going to be thrown in as well. So from that, I can go ahead and apply these two key updates. That's going to devour the tokens from my back end of the system. And thank you, Ray, for the million that you gave me for the little review there the other day. So I appreciate that. And if any of you others have opened up an account over at EasySite, Ray's offering, I think it was just for a review over on one of the sites, wasn't it? Or something of that nature. So how did you do on Product Hunt? Did you hold your number one, by the way, that whole time?
Which one you're
out on Product Hunt for EasySite?
Yes. The Product Hunt, we already done that. We got number one of the day.
I know. I just wanted to know if it held up for the day or if you got any more standings on that before you finished up. So let's go ahead and get into the trends, Ray. I wanted to kind of throw the EasySite stuff up there because we got a late start and everybody, if anybody was here to find out what was going on. But Ray sent me a little video to look over, and I didn't get to watch the whole thing. But tell us a little bit about Fei Fei Li and what she has going on over there at the general partnership between Eric and herself.
Yeah. So Fei Fei Li is the professor of Stanford. She is actually one. She was called one of the early, researchers that I think she actually found ImageNet. She founded ImageNet, and she is currently the CEO of World Lab, which is a spatial intelligence company. So the podcast I show you is the one that hosted by A16Z, which is one of the most famous venture capital firm in Silicon Valley. So they had a discussion about what is the future of AGI, because the current AI model is built by large language model, right? Means that it's used tokens to predict. It learned from all the knowledge, but in the form of text, and to predict next tokens. But Fei Fei Li has a very different opinion on the direction of AI. She thought we are still not reaching AGI, artificial intelligence, general intelligence yet, because the large language model cannot understand the physical world, how the physical world works. So the AGI needs to learn or needs to understand the physical law of how the real universe or Earth is working. So therefore, her new company is doing investment and research on spatial intelligence, which means that it's going to learn. The new AI model should learn not only from the text messages or images, right? It should learn from the actual videos, so that it can inference. For example, the new AI model should, when it see a image or picture, it can really understand this, in a three-dimensional way, that what it looks like, and what the picture is showing, like what's the content or knowledge within the picture, and be able to extract information out of the picture or the video. So but right now the large language model only understand one-dimensional or two-dimensional world, but it doesn't understand in the three-dimensional real world how the things work. So I think that's what the research direction or the AI direction that the Fei Fei Li is currently working on, which is, I think it's a real deal for AI.
I saw a really good 25-minute clip today. And I'm just going to give a snapshot out of it. This was from Manifest AI, and they are saying by the end of 2025, that's this year, by the end of 2025, every hyperscaler will be working on a subquadratic foundation. I can't even say that word. Foundation model. Now, let's just break that down for a second. What that is saying is that the end of LLMs is coming very shortly. Is really what that's saying. Because LLMs cannot keep up. They have no memory. They have no way to go back into the conversation and see because they're iterating forward all the time. They're basically just guessing each time what the next token's going to be. So when you look at that type of model, it's not scalable enough for what they want to do with AI. And the other reason I heard why there's not even enough closeness to AGI now is because we have so many different scattered LLM models. They're just all running on different formats in a sense. They're distilled, they're not distilled, they're this big, they're that big, they're this little, they're that little. It's like, okay, when are you all going to standardize something that we can all work toward AGI? That's what I think we need to do. But tell us where that's going, Ray, because what happens to the entire infrastructure if we decide LLMs aren't adequate?
Well, I think the entire infrastructure is going to be changed in a way that Well, the only thing I think the only thing that is not in place is that the learning data. I think still the data issue. Okay,
Yeah.
so for spatial intelligence, we need a lot of video data instead of the large language data, which means text data within the internet. So
Mm-hmm.
I think we need a lot of video data, and also we need the algorithm to extract a three-dimensional um, space
Mm-hmm.
from the video. Even the video data is the video actually is a stream of images, right?
Sure.
A frame, different frame of images. So the video played one by one is still a two-dimensional data.
Yeah.
So the challenge is how to extract three-dimensional information out of a
Got it.
series of two-dimensional image. So that's the challenge.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Which means that we have to use we have to use build algorithm, right, to
Mm-hmm.
extract three-dimensional data out of two-dimensional media files like images or series or videos, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's like a human eyes. So when think about our eyes are like two cameras, exactly just two cameras, right? When we see the real world, what we see is we're just taking pictures.
Yeah.
Our eyes is like a flash cameras, right? We're taking pictures, and then the picture is playing in our brain.
Yeah.
But our brain is the spatial intelligence model, which extracts three-dimensional information out of the two-dimensional image that our eye taken. And then in our brain, we just have a virtual three-dimensional understanding of how the real world looks like.
Yeah.
It's literally doing that.
What's cool is Elon knew how to work with that too, because his brain implants, are literally just connecting to neurons in the brain, and the brain is able to interpret the signals on its own. We don't have to program the brain. We don't have to update the brain. We don't have to plug in the brain with plugins. All we have to do is say, here's the attachment, here's the message, figure it out. And it does. And that's the beauty of the brain that we have in our bodies, is that somehow beyond our possible means of understanding, it does that. And we're now trying to learn from that and build AI autonomous features that work with that understanding.
When you mentioned Elon, I want to point out that Tesla actually is already doing the spatial intelligence in some way, because there's a couple million, at least I think 4 million Tesla cars is driving every day around the world, right? So every second Tesla is taking images when it's moving on the road. And then on the back end, Tesla's AI algorithm actually will stitch the images into a 3D model. Think about Tesla has 8 or 12 cameras for different models. So the camera is taking images of the whole three-dimensional images. And then the algorithm actually stitch all the different images together, like a front image, the side image, or the back image, right? And then the Tesla's AI model stitch the image together and build a virtual 3D space with its algorithm, so that it know when to drive and where to go, right? And when the walking pedestrian is across the road, it should stop, and it can estimate the distance between the car and the person or the object. So I think so far the only AI model that I know that already doing the spatial intelligence is Tesla, because it has all the data.
Yeah. It gives the model spatial awareness. And when you have that spatial awareness, you can make better decisions. If you can't understand the 3D space you're standing in, you're going to make 2D decisions that could be disastrous if it doesn't recognize the proper elevation where it's at when you finalize that command. So yeah, it's always hard to say, and I'm going to leave a link too with regards to that, Ray. I think if you're familiar with Poya Cordy, if you have not seen any of his videos, he made a video called Leaked AI Technology. making
Yeah.
large language models obsolete. I'll try to leave the link somewhere within the last broadcast or over in the New Oaks forum or something, but I want you to just get a quick understanding of the video that he did over the last 24 hours, I think it was. Really breaks down everything that's going on with subquadratic processing. And the folks, I'm sorry for the ad, that's just YouTube doing its thing on us again. So what
Yeah.
we find is some of the biggest players in the space right now are literally just saying the end of LLMs is very near, and that could be the end of 2025. So be
Yep.
ready for that. You know, all of us, a lot of new people coming into the AI space going, oh, what's an LLM? Cool. I can make an agent. I can play with RAG. I can do this. You guys are way behind already. Just let you
Yeah.
know. Be
Right.
prepared for another upset in this space, because this is going to change the game again. This is not going to be the same programming methods. It's going to be a whole new ball game. So can't wait to see what happens.
That,
Ray,
yep.
you got anything to wrap this whole idea of this AGI coming, maybe, of the up and coming? Do you see this being the next evolutionary step to AGI then?
Yeah, I think with spatial intelligence, I think the next stage, I mean, when we say end of large language model, I think the next stage is that the embodiment, which means that humanoid, right? Humanoid robot is going to come out. So right now, the challenge that humanoid is that it cannot recognize the spatial information, which is needs a 3D dimensional knowledge to be trained. So with the spatial intelligence coming out, I think there will be more and more robots, the real robots, human-like robots, walking on the street and work for us. And maybe, on the back, the AI is changing the world with coding, and both human and the human-like robot will work together to live and make the world better. So I think that's how I picture what the future will look like, right? So we will live in the world that's a lot of robots, human-like robots walking on the street, working as a programmer or a front desk receptionist.
Right. No, I really
Human,
do.
yeah.
I think it's gotten to that point now where the realization that human androids will walk among us.
Yeah.
They might not look like the android of Data on Star Trek or anything like that at this point, but I've seen some stuff coming out of China as far as lifelike models and robots go. It's scary. It really is. Behind a piece of glass, you probably wouldn't know the difference. Behind a
Yeah.
TV monitor, you might not know the difference because they're getting that good. So just be prepared. Ray, I think we're good. Let's just encourage everyone. We've made it through the product hunts. We've made it through all the other stuff. Do you still have a lifetime available for EasySite, Ray? Or is that okay?
We still have enough available. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
So where do they find that if they want to look for that? Is that over at SaaSzilla, or is that something you're
Oh
doing?
no, we're doing a Facebook ad, so they can find either on
Gotcha.
Facebook or they can actually they can go to each site and talk to our chatbot widget.
Yeah. But
It
if
also
anyone
has
else,
that.
yeah, if you just want to use it by the month, you can have out, go try it for free. Honestly, Ray's giving you that opportunity as well. And thanks to the new token versus credit model, you're really just buying the tokens from Ray. You don't have to go and get your Claude API account or anything going. Just go ahead, but you're not really spending any more money for the tokens that Ray's giving you. So just buy them from him. It's not making any difference. You're not going to see the difference in the processing of the app. So make it an easier step. But I've been building apps out there, Ray, for the last, I'm going to say 2 weeks now at least. And let me just head back over to the page for a second so people can see what I've been up to. As I mentioned, I built the mental strength app, which is a daily affirmation app for men's mental health and wellness. Something I put together over time, which was just a few simple iterations really to make this, but it gives guys a chance to go through their own ideas when it comes to affirmation. I've also built an app known as AI Mediate Us, which is a resolution conflict app using AI unbiased mediation, where people, up to 4 groups of people, can come in here and simply learn all about how to have an AI mediate a conflict. So they fill out a form, it goes to each individual party, they pay for the solution. It's kind of a all skin in the game kind of thing. And then I've got others out here, such as dashboards, service portals for my AI AV and video business. So I just simply came out here and plugged in a few little prompts and built a nice little website for myself. So head on over to EasySite. Take a look at what you can do with just a few simple AI prompts. Ray, thanks for being here as always. You got a close for us. Bring it on.
Thank you. See you next week.
All right, Ray. You have a good evening, and we'll see you next time. Take care, everyone. Have a great evening.
Bye.